It's your boy Charlie Hustle, IAC Lifestyle, Unapologetically Unfiltered podcast. As you can see, my lovely co-host Candace is not in the building. Yet again, she's making her own moves, so I'm going to hold it down solo. But today I've got a father and son duo with me. My boy Brandon Hawkins and his son Zakye have joined us today, and we are going to discuss, Zakye being a two-sport athlete and how he's been able to manage that with being a teen and having friends and doing all the things that teens do while maintaining his GPA and how he's progressed in his sports career and all that good stuff. So, gentlemen, you want to go ahead and give us a quick intro?
Hi, I'm Zakye Hawkins, class of 2024. I'm 18 years old and I attend Las Cruces High School.
Brandon Hawkins, father Zakye Hawkins, just here to get everything he wants to do in life, make it happen, man. Try to do my best to help him grind it out.
I feel you, and that's what we're here for as fathers, right? Is to help our kids reach their full potential and surpass it. So I love to see, and I've seen you guys working too. So I think it's huge that you've got him on this path and that he's crushing it himself at his age. Let's be honest, you don't really see too many kids grinding like he does. So I love to see it.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead. Actually, real quick, Brandon, you and I got some history. You know what I mean? We grew up together, same block. Your dad was my math teacher at Cruces High. Merlinda used to braid my hair. I know Jazz from way back in the day. So it's good. It's good to have you guys on and good to be able to reconnect. And especially in this platform, I think that you guys both have something to offer, which is why we brought you on. Y'all can provide some good value for the listeners and the viewers. So let's go ahead and hop into the questions real quick. So Brandon, let's start with you.
What's up, man?
So when did you guys get him started in sports and why? So I know that there's a history, of athletics running in your family and stuff, and you played, ball as well. So what was the reasoning behind why you guys got him in sports?
Well, he was always around sports even before birth. I mean, his mom sold tickets at the games while she was pregnant with him. But, just my background, my dad played for New Mexico State back in the 70s for Lou Henson. And I just grew up playing sports. My mom played softball, was a cheerleader. So it was just something I grew up around. His mother also played softball growing up, was a cheerleader. So it was just something that's embedded in our blood and in our grain. And, we started him off about 3 years old. First practice he went to, he wanted to go play on the playground. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to go get after it. He was out there, wanted to go play on the playground, get on the slide and do his thing. But, next year, that fourth year, when he turned 4, it just came around and it just clicked for him. And then he wanted to play baseball, football, and everything else. So that's how we got to where we're at now.
Okay, hell yeah, I love it. So Zakye, was there any hesitation on your end? Obviously at 3, that's not, you're not thinking about, being strict with playing sports. But as you got older, was there any hesitation or what, did you find yourself wanting to be hanging out with your friends or at the house more than what you're doing? And we're talking, late elementary school, middle school, around that age.
No, sir. I mean, baseball, all sports were just, my dream was just to be a professional ball player, whatever sport I was in. So just being around sports, watching basketball, baseball, football, soccer, even just whatever it was sports, like I was just always assumed to putting my attention to it. So that's always been a big thing for me.
Okay, very nice. Now, what was your favorite sport to play growing up?
Growing up, it was baseball, football, and basketball.
Okay. And this is before you got into like middle school years. Did that change once you got into middle school and high school?
Yes, sir. It did change going into middle school and high school. I just continued to play during middle school. I played football and basketball, and of course baseball. And then when I hit high school, I just decided to play baseball and football.
Okay, got you. So, what's your favorite sport in general, overall?
Baseball.
Baseball.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask you this: who's your favorite baseball team, real quick?
Say that again. Sorry.
No, you're good. I think it froze up on my end too.
Yes,
who's your favorite baseball team?
The Atlanta Braves.
Let's go. That's what I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about.
A-Town.
Your
Yes,
dad
sir.
got you on the right path. I
Yes,
love it.
sir.
So now, Zakye, another question I got for you. Was there something else? Was there an interest in anything else other than what you were playing? Like, did you ever consider, martial arts or boxing or running track or doing anything other than basketball and football and baseball?
I I really wanted to be a soccer. I want to play soccer player bad. I really wanted to play soccer for some reason. It was just because I used to watch like Messi, all Barcelona, like
Oh
those
yeah.
little clips of those. My dad would have it on the TV, would watch it like on Sunday morning or whatever, and then so I was assumed to wanting to play soccer, and they wouldn't let me just because it was so much already with baseball, football, and basketball. So it was like,
There's only so much time in a day, man. Like,
No, for sure.
you know.
It's funny you say that because that leads us into the next question. So now, did you guys have him, Brandon, in multiple sports? I know obviously in high school he was a two-sport athlete, but before that, in some of his earlier years, did you guys have him in multiple sports at the same time?
Always. He always had played multiple sports at the same time. Usually, what happened was, me and one of my best buddies, Bobby Harrison, he has his best friend's the same age as he is. So what we
Okay.
did was once we had them in t-ball, we made a flag football team. So all the kids that were on
Oh
the
shoot!
t-ball team played flag football, even the girls. So we
Damn.
just kept them together and just went from sport to sport, and just kind of kept the ball rolling. And it ended up to where the coach that helped us with the flag football team wanted to have a basketball team. So we
Okay.
had them in baseball, basketball, and football all at the same time growing up. So it was just one thing grinding into another, and here we
Of
that's where we
course.
ended up.
Okay. Hell yeah. Very nice. So now, what was daily life like having him in multiple sports at the same time?
I'm sorry, what was what?
What was daily life like
Oh,
having him in multiple sports at the same
oh,
time?
bro. We would leave football games or baseball games, go to baseball games, leave football practices, go to baseball games at night, leave baseball practices, go to basketball games at night. I mean, baseball was either Monday through Friday, and we did either one of the other sports in between that, or I mean, it was a 5 day a week gig, man. Like
Yeah.
it was just nonstop. His mom picking him up here, me going here. I show up to practice because I coach the team. She'll drop him off, and it was just one thing after another, man. It was like but it all worked out. It was well worth it, and it pays
Oh
off in the
yeah.
long run.
No, it definitely does. So
Hectic.
Zakye, let me ask you that same thing on your end. So let's get your point of view on what it was like for you doing multiple sports at the same time at a younger age.
it was just fun overall. I mean, playing the sport you love. I mean, three sports that you love, and just going back to back. I mean, to me, I wasn't really tired. It was just like I'm having fun. I'm playing the game I love. I'm with
Yeah.
my friends even better. So it's like just just being around the things that I love doing just made it fun, and not even think about worrying about whatever else was happening. So
No, for sure. I like that answer. You're so caught up in the moment that you're not paying attention to what time it is or any outside distractions. I love that answer. That's so dope. So now back to you, Brandon. So now what career goals or expectations did you guys have as parents for him, or was there nothing really specifically as long as he, became a good citizen, got a job, took care of business? Did you guys have something like, this is the path I want you on? Kind of talk to us about what you and the missus had lined up for him in that regard.
So growing up, we're very competitive. So it was either if we're gonna do this and we're gonna play competitively, we're gonna give our best effort and we're gonna lay it out. We're gonna play to win.
Oh yeah.
And we, as a child, you never want to put too much on the kid's shoulder because it could draw them away from wanting to play that sport, long term.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's one thing you never do. You don't want to do. You don't want to kill that competitive nature, and kill his love and his passion and that fun that they have playing the game at such a young age. As he kind of got older, it got a little bit more like, yo, if this is what you want to do, we're gonna get after it. If these are the goals and expectations you want to have as an adult, and this is what you want to do, then we get a little bit more into it. But as a child, just didn't want to draw him away from enjoying those experiences and having that fun that a child should have on the field. Because if
Oh
not, if
yeah.
you do that, then they tend to get down on themselves when they don't feel as though their parents are happy with them and how they did things. And, that's not something we want to do. If that makes
No, for
sense to
sure. I
you.
like that. I think too, if you and you hear this, 9 out of 10 times that if a parent forces a child to participate in something they don't want to, they're going to end up hating it, and then it's going to turn to this. It's just going to blow up at the end of the day.
Right, right, right.
So I like what you had to say and how you guys approach it. I think that's major on so many levels. So now,
Yeah.
Zakye, what aspirations did you have to be when you became an adult? Was there something other, then an athlete, or was it like your dad said, like, no, we're going all in on this, or what? Or did you want to be like a lawyer or something, or a doctor?
No, ever since I was little, my goal was to be a professional football player, basketball player, baseball player, whatever it was that I was doing. And
Okay.
me wanting to do that, it just wanted me to push to be the best I could be, to be the top player, to be this person, to be like this professional player, to be like that. And just having those goals myself made me push to be where I'm at now and the future goals that I have. So
Oh yeah, definitely. I like that too. I think it's one of those things where your support system is huge, because if you don't have your dad and your mom pushing you to continue to be that, or if they're kind of like, well, yeah, you're good, but let's look at some other avenues that we could take just in case if it doesn't work out, right?
yes,
There's
sir.
that end too. But if it's like, no, if everybody's on the same page, like we're going all in, then there's no plan B. This is what we're gonna do. So I think your support system is huge. And I mean, like I said, I know your dad. We go back, and whatever he's on,
No,
he's on it. There's, you know what I mean.
oh, yeah.
So I like how you guys are
No
all on the
doubt.
same page with that. I think it makes a huge difference in
I'll
achieving
be
those
honest
goals.
with you. See, he came to me when he was about 8 years old, and he had drew a picture of himself playing baseball. Had a USA Baseball jersey on with the Sandlot hat, and Sandlot was an organization out in Phoenix.
Okay.
And he was like, "I want to be a professional baseball player." And I looked at him and I said, "Okay, if this is what you want to do," I said, "I'm gonna invest everything I have in me to make this happen for you." I said, "But from your end, what I'm gonna need from you is I'm gonna need you to give all you got.
Yep.
Not 100%, not 95%, not 105%. I need 150 million thousand percent out of you, because I'm gonna do everything to
Oh
help
yeah.
you reach and get to those goals." And since that day forth, that's been the course, man. It's been crazy. As a child, he never played with toys. He played with toys,
Okay.
but not like a normal kid. Like, I'd sit
Yeah.
him down in front of a TV and put on a football game, put on a basketball game, put on a baseball
Yeah.
game, and he would sit there. And there was a story my
No doubt.
dad told, that we were at my pop's house one time, and he was like 4, and he's like, "Dad, daddy, daddy, daddy." And I was just talking to my dad, and he's like, "Brandon, he's talking to you." And he's like, "Dad, he's gonna take it to the house. He's gonna take it to the house." And I think Michigan was playing somebody in football. So it was second
Okay.
halftime. They go to kick off. Dude's been watching the whole game since the first half. So they kick off. Dude takes it to the house. And then my dad was like, "You see that?" I'm like, "Dad, he's been watching the whole game." And I was like, "I don't
Yep.
know how he knew that, but it was just, so it was wild, and it's
Oh
just,
yeah.
and he just had that competitive dog in him. He's always just kind of, as a child, he just, sports is all he's kind of known,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, for sure, for
So
sure.
just a little something.
He manifested this literally. He literally drew it.
Kind of, yeah. It's
I
kind
love
of the
it.
moments it's all happening now. Yeah.
No, for sure, for sure. I love that, man. I think too, when you're in that environment where you're always watching sports, you're always around sports. I think for him to sit there and be like, "Oh, I can almost tell you what's going to happen next," and for it to happen is because mentally he probably started picking up on certain things and seeing things throughout the game that somebody like me, or the average person wouldn't probably expect, or probably see. But I think just being around it is huge, because then that's all
Oh yeah.
you really have to be obsessed with whatever your goal is, right? Like, you can't be half in and half out. And I think you're literally explaining that he was obsessed with it, which is a good thing. It's a healthy obsession, because, and we'll get to this later, but because of where he's at now and what's headed for him in the future.
Right.
And I think people
Right.
misconstrue being obsessed with something, and they see it as a bad thing. But in cases like this, shoot, more power to you.
Right. It's funny you say that, because like how the cat played football. he would play Madden, and he'd be in there yelling at Andrew. That was his favorite. And he made up this dude Andrew, but he learned football routes by playing Madden as a kid. So when he got to football, coaches started putting stuff on paper and gave him a number. He already knew what the route was because he'd been playing Madden and had picked all this stuff up from. I mean, just little dude. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Even as a parent, it's like, it's like, wow, So it's pretty cool.
That's dope. I like that. So we're going to go back to you, Zakye. So what sports did you play in middle school? And I think we touched on this in middle school and high school. And did you have your mind set on these, or was there some in between on what you wanted to play once you got to those levels of school?
So in middle school, I was for sure baseball, football, no matter what. And then basketball, I was just like, it's 8th grade year, so I'm going to just play basketball, see whatever happens. And then right when I got into high school, I decided not to play basketball just because I didn't really work on it like I did the other two sports. And I didn't really have, my jumper wasn't good, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? So baseball and football were the main two sports that I really enjoyed playing. And it got to a time where my junior year, I was going into my junior year, and I had to decide either if I should go to the next level, play football or baseball, or try to play both. And so, because my sophomore year, I was number 1 player in the state in my class, the wide receiver, the number 2 player in the class. And I had a fantastic year in football and making all kinds of great catches, being the one at the receiver spot and the main target, And of course, being baseball-wise, being, a good baseball player, just made it difficult to choose whether I should play baseball and take this sport the whole way up, or football and do it both and try to fit my times in like that. So it was kind of hard figuring out what I wanted to do in the future. So.
Okay, and we'll get into that. We won't. We'll leave some anticipation for the folks. We'll get into what he's doing soon.
Jumping quick.
But no, I like that, and I can respect that you acknowledge that you didn't have the skill set to play basketball. And it's one of those things where I'm sure your dad and some other people could have helped coach you and get you right. But it's one of those things where if you don't have the skill set per se, not to say that you were a bad player, but at a high school level, you definitely have to have a certain skill set. Mm-hmm. But also, if you're more geared towards playing football or baseball, then the love for basketball is not going to be there as much anyways. So I think it's huge that you recognize that and you were able to say, okay, like basketball is cool, but I'm not ready for it. It's not where my heart's at. Let me just go run and try these two and see where they take me. So that's a huge respect for that. Because let me tell you, I don't have the skill set for basketball. I'm all right. But when I got into high school, I was like, I'm going to go play basketball for Cruces High. And Coach Smith was there. And it was like, you're not going to go play basketball for Coach Smith, bro. You're not. And sure enough, I didn't go play basketball for Coach Smith. So, but it's one of those things too, where we still play in the Gus Macker, and we go do pickup games and stuff like that. Like I'm okay on that level, you know what I mean? But and now I look back and I'm like, there's no way I would be able to play high school ball anyways because I didn't have the skill set that the guys in my class had. So I probably went to make the damn team anyways. You know what I mean? So more power to you.
Yes, sir.
So let's kick it back to Brandon. So now Brandon, as he's getting into his high school years, were you pushing more towards his academics or his athletics? I know that in order to play sports, you have to have a certain, grade level. You have to have attendance, all that stuff. But was there more of a push? Say, okay, well, you can play sports, and if you do well, you do well. Let's focus on grades. Or was it, the other way around? Or what was your thought process when he was getting into those high school years with academics and athletics?
Academics is always a priority. Academics is a priority over athletics. Because if you can't make it in athletics, you got to have something to fall back on as far as an education. So even as a child in elementary school, grades was always first. Like even when I coached his youth baseball team, I made the whole team bring in a progress report signed by each teacher on how each child was doing. no exemptions. You know, if he was doing bad, you weren't playing that week. You know, and I told the parents what we were doing, and you know, so academics was always something that's the main priority. Because without academics, you can't play athletics, as you mentioned. So, as like I referenced before, if we're gonna go all in on something, we're going all in. Why not be the best at what we're doing, no matter what we're doing, at all costs? You know, so achieving that 4.0, if that's the best we can get, we're going after 4.0. You know, so it was always academics and athletics, but I always meshed them together. You're going to be good at this, you got to be good at that.
Oh yeah.
You know, when one thing doesn't get one, if you're going to give 100 in academics, we'll give 100 after athletics. Why sell yourself short at anything we're doing at any given time, no matter what we're doing? So, you know, let's lay it out. Let's make it happen. Let's do it all the right way, because if you have academics, you can also be provided scholarships for that stuff, along with whatever athletic scholarship you may be able to achieve and stuff like that. So it was always a priority, always a main priority.
Definitely, no, for sure. So now, Zakye, in your head, which was most important to you?
Definitely academics, 100%. Because relating back to what my dad said, just having something to lay back on is huge. No matter what your interest is in, math, English, whatever it is, it's huge. Baseball, sports, or whatever you do is just extra. It's extra. So like, academics is huge for me. I take that thing really personal and really like take advantage of it. So
very nice. I feel that. So we're going to keep it right here with you, Zakye. So now, how do you manage, and I know that you're not now, I know this, but you can kind of go into this if you want to. You did in high school, baseball and football. So the next question is, how did you manage being a two-sport athlete? And how did you ensure that your grades were where they at now with, you know, having a 4.0 and being able to manage academics and athletics as well?
Just going to class, you know, getting the work done in class as best as you can, so you don't have to do homework before practice or after practice. So, but when it did get to the time where I have to do homework during practice, I'll take the day off, you know, get the work in first, make sure that's done, and then if I have time to go to practice, still I'll go ahead and attend practice. But school is just mostly the main thing. So I really looked at that first.
Okay, very nice. And so
Mom's a big help with that. Mom's at the high school and very, 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 very into him being successful in the school. So she's a big part of that. And kudos to her for, you know, investing her time in her,
definitely,
you know, her time in him making sure that stuff's done and what needs to be done.
No, for sure.
And also, so one thing to mention on that, my bad, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead, do your thing.
Just I'm not the type of person to like go out and stuff. When it was time to like, if I had to get that work done, I have to get that work done. Even if friends were like, come on, you know, let's go do this for a little bit. I was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry, bro. I have to like get this done first, and then I'll hit you back later and see that. So it was just mostly getting that done first. Like friends will always be there, sports will always be there, but that work and that grade it could do some things that you really don't want it to do. So
no, for sure. Respect again there too. I think it's good that you have that mindset that no, I got priorities. This comes first. When we can hang out when I have the time. Once I got my homework done, once practice is out the way, you know, then we can hang out. So I got mad respect for especially somebody at your age. Like it's going through those high school years. And, you know, everybody has FOMO and everybody wants to go out and do this and be here and be there. And I think it takes a strong person. And again, your environment, right? Having the support system you have, I'm sure it played a huge role in you understanding early on, like, no, we got to focus. Like we got to lock in now. Now is the time. So Brandon, what was it like, you know, helping him understand that going through the high school years and making sure he knew how to prioritize what he needed to prioritize to get to where he's at now?
You know, to be honest, when he was a baby, I used to have him in the back seat of the truck and I'd be talking to him. He didn't have a clue what I'd be saying. Not a clue what I'd be saying. But I was just beating stuff in his head early on in life. Like, yo, you know, we work hard, man. You know, I said, whatever you do, you got to work hard. And he's sitting back there, Mom, where's mom? We're gonna go see mom. And I'm like, yeah, bro, we're gonna go see mom. But just understand, like, whatever you want to do, be passionate about it, and you got to work hard. We got to, just beating. It was like subliminal messages in a way, bro. Like,
Yeah,
he's just sitting
for
back there,
sure.
like, yeah, all right, dad, whatever. But I was just talking to him, just beating stuff in his head at an early age, just so when he did grow up, some of those things kind of just stick with you. Even
Yeah,
though you don't really know what's going on, what's being said, it's just it's just something I did, and it kind of took its course throughout, to the current time.
yeah,
So it was just something like I took seriously because I didn't want him to have the same failures I had. I was a great athlete. Didn't
yeah,
apply myself in the classroom. I could have been better in the classroom, but I was just mediocre. I was average. And now I look back on those things and those unsuccesses I had, and I said, that's not something I want my kids to do. Be better than that. Be better than I was.
yeah,
If you're not better than I was, I didn't do my job.
yeah,
If I'm gonna allow you to be something less than I was, and I know I left a lot out there, I'm not doing my part. So it was something I held to a standard as being a parent, and just making sure both my children strive to be the best individuals, citizens, athletes, whatever it is they do. Be the best you can be, because I left a lot out there and I didn't want them to have those same failures. So,
definitely.
you
No,
know,
mad respect there.
and him prioritizing stuff, it got to the point where I'm like, if you need to get something done, you need to let me know. Because I'm geared up. I'm ready. As soon as school's over, whatever, I'm geared up, ready to go work y'all out. So
Yeah,
if he's like, Dad, I got homework, get that done. We'll take care of this
yep.
later. If we got the time, we'll get it done. If not, we got tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
But prioritizing things is very key. And I'll let him get into whatever question you have for him about his day and how he goes. But he can explain a little bit about how he prioritizes himself, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because it's a
okay.
good little layout. Good little layout.
Gotcha. Okay. So real quick, I just want to interject on something that you said, and I'm the same way with the kids here. It's like you got homework, you got chores, because we give them X amount of time to hop on the Xbox or go outside, do whatever they got to do. And I always tell them too, I'm like, if you
Mm-hmm.
finish your homework first, you don't got to worry about it no more. If you do your chores and get them out the way,
Right.
you don't have to worry about it no more. And then I won't be hounding you to, you know what I mean, later on when you say you want to play the Xbox
Get
or
all this
whatever
stuff
or go
done.
outside. I'm like, it's already done, so you don't have to worry about it no more. So I I just wanted to touch on that because I'm like, okay, I feel you on that one right there. Get it done, get it out the
No
way,
doubt.
and then we don't got to worry about it no more.
That's
So
right. That's right.
Zakye, lead us into how you prioritize all that stuff and kind of what your structure looks like, so to speak.
So what I do, I'll get up 5 a.m. every morning, work out, if it's either working out or running. Running, I'd say 6 o'clock because the sun's still coming up a little bit. So, but working out days, I'll wake up at 5, work out to like
Let me stop you right there
7,
real quick.
7, get
I got a
there.
question for you.
After I'm done working out, I'll eat, shower, get ready for school, and then go out through the whole day through 12 o'clock. I say I get out of school at 12 o'clock. I'll get my little nap in, eat lunch, and then by the time, let's say 3:20 comes around, practice starts at the high school, and then I'll be there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours almost. And then after that, me and my dad will go work out in the cage, do some glove work from 6 to 9. So my day's pretty full through school, practice, all of that stuff. But as you do it often and you do it often, you get used to it, and then
Yeah.
it starts becoming how do I say, repetitive, and
Yeah.
you get used to it just doing it every day.
Like
And
second
there's
nature
days
almost.
when you don't want to do it and you're like, should I do it today? But if you do it, you're gonna feel so good about it after. It's a good thing to have that drive to always get up and do it.
If you
No,
ain't
for
doing it,
sure, for
somebody
sure.
else is outworking you.
Look, I just wanted, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Zakye?
I'm 18.
Okay, you're 18. And you said you wake up at what time in the morning?
5 o'clock.
And you get home at what time at night?
9. I don't even. I get to bed maybe like I tried 10:30, 11-ish. That's the best
Okay.
because I eat dinner like at 10. So I try
Late. No,
to
no, for
eat
sure.
dinner.
And the reason I wanted to reiterate that and have you say it again is because I know adults that aren't even that disciplined and that
No
will moan
doubt.
and groan about not having enough time or not being able to do this and not being able to do that. And here we
No
have an
doubt.
18-year-old who is up at 5 a.m. working his ass off already.
And that's something he's been doing since he was about 15,
Okay.
15 years
So
old. So yeah,
that's
you know,
bananas. I love it though,
of
man.
course.
And that's the thing too, is like you're just hearing your schedule. I'm like, damn, maybe I should start. I gotta do better myself. I gotta fit some more activities in my day.
It's a
But no,
grind.
but I that's mad respect though. You know what I mean? Like, and I always tell people all the time, like waking up, I would rather wake up early than go to bed late because I feel like you can get more done. I think just waking up early, beating the sun up, getting a workout in, a walk, whatever it may be, it just sets the tone for your day. You know what I mean? You just feel better.
Mhm.
The endorphins are released, and you're like, okay, cool. Now we can take on the day. I feel good. So, man, mad respect to you for that, because it's even when I was in my like 20s and 30s working out and stuff, it wasn't easy to get up that early and to go through and push through a workout and still push through the day. So, mad props because that your day is productive. I'm not going to say it's busy because there's a difference between busy and productive. Your day is
Right.
productive, and to keep that up for as long as you have, man, that's kudos to you for real, for real.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, most definitely. So now let's go into, and whoever wants to start off can start off. It doesn't matter for this next question, but let's discuss. I've seen Brandon, you post, the travel camps and the team travel play and stuff like that. How does all that
Mhm.
work, and how did he, get into that? And I don't know if he plays for a different team or if it's the same team every time, but can you kind of go into
Mhm.
details on how he got into that, how y'all chose the team he plays for, and just some of that good stuff?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, we like me and my buddy used to have our little club team, the Wildcats, and we used to take them Albuquerque, El Paso, Phoenix. We went everywhere, man. Atlanta. We took these guys everywhere at
Damn,
a young age.
okay.
They were 8 and 9 years old playing against Puerto Rico and Georgia and Florida and so it kind of just carried on from there, but it got to the point to where when he was about 9 or 10 years old, I would just when we go out and travel, I start networking with people. I'm at the field coaching. We had a pretty solid team, so we drew a lot of attention. And I just kind of started networking with people, and I started running into major leaguers. And I
Okay.
built a lot of good relationships with people that played at a higher level than I did, and just stayed in touch with them. And when he was about 12, we started playing with a team from Phoenix with AZ National, that Cody Ransom, who played for the Yankees, the Cubs. Had a long, illustrious major league career, and we went
Yeah.
down and played with him. And so I just prayed on, Lord, just help provide me an opportunity to help him get to the next level and just become a better player. And as we know, the Lord answers prayers, and people just started sending
Oh yeah.
messages, emails, and I was like, dang, who's this? So I called, get on the phone, and be like, hey, I saw this post about your son, and would he be interested in playing for our organization? And I fill it out, do all my homework on him, look him up, and uh, ATP National comes along, and they were a travel organization that will go to North Carolina, and it was USA Baseball Futures. So if you're playing in USA Baseball Futures, these are the top chosen organizations in the country for youth baseball that are invited
Okay.
to a national tournament to see who the best team is.
Yeah.
So I networked with guys like Marco Cunningham, who had the Drillers. His son's going to be he's a Texas Tech commit, and he's a
Got you.
2025
Okay.
behind him. And, just started building relationships with different people and, just talking to people and going out, trying to make stuff happen. And we got a call from a team from Texas, the Texas Banditos, and they were Houston Banditos, big travel organization in the country. Guy sends me a message, talks to him, hey, we got some spots open. We're very, very interested in you coming out and playing for us. And then things just started rolling.
Hell yeah.
Ran into a scout from the Yankees in Arizona, started coaching the team with him. And our organization has sent over 1,500 kids to college. And that just opened more doors for us. Midland, Ohio came on, and they're a big travel team. And doors just started opening as social media stuff was posted, and Just building those relationships with people, staying on the phones and just trying to find the best opportunities. So it was a grind for me. And, I at that point, you got to make decisions for your kid because they're at 12, 13, they're kind of still too young to make certain decisions on their own.
Of course.
I'd ask them, hey, what do you think about this? This team called you. Would you be interested in playing for them? And he'd be like, oh, yeah. And I'd be like, okay, I talked to the guy. Sounds like a good deal. Let's go give it a shot. So we get on the road, and very hectic, long, strenuous schedule. This summer was hectic. I mean, we were in Georgia, Florida, Texas, Arizona, all in the same month.
Wow.
So it was a grind, bro. But the experiences and the places that he has taken us as a family and myself, we would have never had those opportunities to go to those games, go play at those vicinities, those places. It was just very, very, crazy to watch. Like this working hard, and it goes back to me saying you giving 110% and laying it out provided you these opportunities.
Oh yeah.
And you get these opportunities that provided opportunities for your family to go and do things and see you play at places we would have never imagined. And it's a good deal.
Yeah.
And, it's good. All due to his hard work, man, honestly.
No, for sure. No, that's mad respect. And one thing I always tell people too, and I posted this on social media too, and I feel like this is the case, right? He may not see it at a younger age, but the best opportunities are the ones you create for yourself.
That's right.
Right. And so he's putting in the work. And at that age, he may not realize, what's happening, with the universe conspiring with him to make things happen, like you said, to open up doors and stuff. And so I think it's huge, because if he's not putting in the work, if you're not pushing him as well, then these opportunities aren't going to be there. So essentially, he's creating them for himself, just having you guys, back him up and him doing the work. So I think that's huge. That's people all the time. Like sometimes you'll get this opportunity that would come by chance, right? But if you're not out there putting in the work, like you said, you're networking. If that's not happening, then 9 and 10 times there's going to be a chance that could have came, but it's never going to because you didn't create it yourself.
Right, you might have missed it, And
exactly.
So, that's right.
So Zakye, tell us a little bit about your point of view with the travel teams, and how you enjoy it, some pros and cons that you might have. And just some insight, in that regard, if your day-to-day is any different from kind of what you do when you're back at home.
I was really going to different travel teams and different tournaments. I always wanted to be the best player on that team and against the other opponent, no matter what happens. So I was just the type of kid, like, let's go try this team, see how they are. I'm, of course, ball out the best as I can, put on a show like I could do, you know what I mean? So, and then, no, tournaments were fun. I mean, I'll wake up, eat breakfast, of course, maybe hit the gym a little bit, get on the video game before the game, have a little fun. And then on the trip to the ballpark, just start locking in, listening to music, just the usual things to get locked into the game. So,
and honestly, he really, it's crazy because at that age, you start meeting new kids. You develop a lot of relationships outside of your town.
Yeah.
And starting that stuff off at 12, as you get older, there wasn't a problem with him going and playing with somebody else or for somebody else because he didn't know anything different. Learn, how most kids are shy. Well, I'm going to a new team, so I'm not going to talk to nobody. He shows up to the park and he's just, hey, what's up, man? Zakye Hawkins, how you doing? It was something that, guys like me and you, we didn't have the opportunity to do because that kind of stuff wasn't around like that when we were growing up. But, when you see it and you're around it, it's just different because a lot of these kids just like him, they're very open to, just building that relationship with somebody they just met because they all got the same goals and things in mind that they want to pursue, so it's a little different.
No, that's dope. And I think it's huge to be able to experience that too. I tell people again all the time, like, and this is, a different case because not necessarily has to do with athletics, but just travel, just go out and experience new things. And I think it's great that you're able to do both of those in one. You get to travel, see new places, but also you're getting yourself closer to the goals that you want. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win because now your family gets to experience going to this state they've never been to, and you're networking and pushing towards reaching whatever goals you might have on the diamond or on the field or whatever the case may be. So again, at a young age, you probably didn't know, what opportunities were getting built up, but man, that grind is there, and there's always something going on in the background that's going to be beneficial for you in the long term.
Yes, sir.
So we'll keep it we'll keep it with Zakye, and now we're gonna get into the real good stuff. So obviously this is your senior year in high school, Las Cruces High School. Shout out to Bulldawgs. And so now you are a two-sport athlete, football and baseball. You're just doing baseball now, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I know this, but the listeners and the viewers may not. So let's talk about the next level, and we won't give away where you're going just yet, but I want to know what offers you received to go play at the next level, whether it was baseball or football. What schools, did you link up with and kind of chop things up with on some offers potentially?
So during my football career in high school, it was New Mexico State and UNM. I was going to get close talking to them a little bit towards my junior year. The start of that, they would start watching me, stuff like that. But baseball wise, it started with who did it start with? Oh, New Mexico State. Started with New Mexico State, then got into it with UNM, Utah Valley, Air Force, a little bit of some Arizona State, GCU, and then University of Utah, of course.
Okay, very nice. And now, again, we won't give away where you went yet. We're not there just yet. But did you have your heart set on one? And we'll just go into baseball now, since that's your main thing. But did you have your heart set on, okay, these are the offers I got, this is the one I'm going for? Or was there some that you were torn between choosing until you got further along, into that decision making process?
There was two, and it took me a few days to really put the two together because both schools were pretty beautiful schools, and those two really made it hard for me to choose. But there was the one that I chose I fell in love with it right away.
Okay. So now real quick, then you got to tell us which two you were looking at when it came to the end of your decision making.
So it was Utah Valley or Utah. It was both Utah schools there, and I decided. I can say I decided right now.
No,
okay, I decided to play. Okay.
And mind you, see, those schools are like New Mexico State and UTEP. They're like an hour down the street, so it's kind of crazy.
Okay, no, we're not gonna spill the beans yet. Okay. We're gonna circle back around and get to it. So now, Brandon, did you have a preference on where he wanted or where you wanted him to go, or did you guys leave that strictly up to him as long as he knew 100%? Like, once you make this decision, this is where you're gonna go.
I'm gonna be 100, and that's one thing about me. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I wanted him away from home. I wanted him outside of New Mexico, and then no offense to New Mexico State or UNM. I just wanted him to grow, develop, and become a man.
No,
and,
for sure.
With our culture here in New Mexico, it's very, very easy to stay home. Everybody's very, very family oriented, which is there's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted him to go have the opportunity to go out, find himself as a person, grow up, develop, learn how to do things on his own. As we raised him to go out and put his own influence on himself, you've been taught what's right, what's right, what's wrong. Now go out and achieve a life that you want for you without anybody else's influence. Of course, we're going to be here to help you, but, I want you to get away from home and grow, develop, and become a great citizen, great person, a great man, and do it on your own terms.
Definitely. No, and I think that says a lot too, because even if he goes to another school out of state and things don't work out, you've got that life lesson now. You've got that experience. versus you stay home and you're like, damn, what if I would have just went to this school, or who knows what could have happened if I would have went here,
Yeah.
right? So I agree 100% with that sentiment. Like, go experience, get out of your home state, your hometown. And I mean, in everybody's case is different, right? You know what I
Right.
mean? Some people will choose to
Mhm.
stay and pick a home school for whatever reason. But if you have the opportunity to go to a bigger school
100%.
where like you said, he'll probably grow and develop more, where he's going next. We don't know that, but take the chance. You know what
Right.
I mean? Who knows? So we're gonna keep it with Brandon. We're not ready to disclose your decision just yet, my friend.
Stop
So,
it.
Brandon, without telling where he went, what were your thoughts on his decision?
To be completely honest, I let him make his decision. And if I didn't feel comfortable with the decision he was making, I was gonna just say, look, this is my opinion on this, and this is what I would personally prefer. But if this is something you really want to do, then let's do it. But we
Gotcha.
kind of had the same. His choices were what were the best choices for him. So he actually made the proper choices in terms of his future. And I said, just make sure you pick the one you want. And
Yeah,
when you reach back out to these coaches, just be 100% honest with them and tell them how you honestly feel. And, we're going to be honest with them. Just tell them why you made the choice and go on about it. That's all you can do.
definitely. Oh
So,
yeah,
that was something I allowed him to do because ultimately he's the one that's got to go play that out and got
for
to,
sure.
go through those, those terms and conditions with those teams and those players. And so it was pretty easy for me because we had the same telekinesis going on.
Gotcha. Okay. So now, and I should have asked y'all this before. I think this would have been a little great, like, build up to be like, hey, y'all got any gear from the school you chose, and do it like a signing day thing. You know how they like put the hat on and do all that. You know.
Yeah.
But go ahead now and tell us where you decided to go and why.
So I decided to attend the University of Utah, the Utes. So
Let's go.
so the main reason why I chose that school was the hitting coach um Todd Williams. He's great guy, good background history. Mike Brown, the recruiting coordinator, and also great background history, and Coach Squires too, Coach Hendu. I mean, those are guys that really have a good knowledge of the game and know what they want to achieve in the team and the the goals that they want to achieve also. So that was a big thing too. And the school itself, great, one of the biggest schools in the country. The attendance, the
Okay.
academics is top in the country.
Yes.
So it was really a big thing for me.
Very nice. Well, congratulations. I think that's major that you're able to take your love for baseball to the next level and play at the D1 level, man. I think that's huge. And I know that obviously your parents are going to be rooting for you. I'll be rooting for you. I know the whole state of Mexico is going to be rooting for you too, man. So again, congratulations. And I think that you will do extremely well. You got a good head on your shoulders. So I know that they're going to be they're the lucky ones to have you. I'll say it like that.
Yes, sir.
And I
Thank you.
mean that
Thank you.
wholeheartedly.
A lot of
So,
respect to them too for taking the time, man. They
Mhm.
spent a lot of time coming to watch him. I mean, they saw him at area code, stayed in town, went to a scout team or a tryout that we
okay.
had, and went and watched him there. Came and watched him in Douglas, Arizona, like at Cochise when our scout team played them. I mean, they spent a lot of time watching him, and I appreciate them taking that time and that opportunity because they just helped him. They gave him a future, and what he wanted
Yeah.
to do. And like Coach Brown, Coach Hindu's the head coach. Coach Brown ties to New Mexico State. Coach Brown used to coach here in New Mexico State before, so there's
Okay.
it's a lot of full circleness going on,
Of
that
course.
went into this stuff, and it's just a blessing, because it, you don't meet too many guys that are very personable, which they were with him. They're always in contact with him, always checking in on him, always asking what's going on. He can always reach out to them. They answer them right away. And that's what
Okay.
you want from a college coach. Because some programs aren't like that.
Yeah,
And kudos to them for being very personable and just taking the time out, man. Because without them,
definitely.
this wouldn't be happening. We appreciate them a lot. Just want to put that on record.
For sure. Shout out to University of Utah baseball team. Y'all got you a real one
So
coming in right there. So let's keep it with you, young man. What will you be majoring in, and what are your long-term goals after school's done?
So I have not yet chose what I want to major in, but looking towards like the business school, because they're a big business school, but me personally, I want to be like more in the sports industry still, even that's reporting, uh sports med,
Okay,
commentating, whatever, dealing with sports in general, whatever it is, I
got
want
you.
to do that. And so traveling, I want to travel. I love traveling, so just being in the sports industry is what I want to do in the future. So
Definitely. No, for sure. I like that. And that's the thing too, is like you have this network of people that are in that realm already. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
go play D1 sports, which means you're going to be meeting a lot more people, and you're
Mm-hmm.
going to a school that I'm sure is going to be great in that regard as well, and helping you with whatever path you choose. So I love that you want to stick around and stay in sports. It's a win-win all around, honestly.
yes, sir.
Big time, big time.
All right, so Brandon, we'll kick it back to you. So what
Yes,
advice
sir.
do you have for parents that have children who are student athletes, or that, push their children to be a student athlete, and what advice do you have, and how can they balance and make sure the kids stay on the right track with everything going on?
Always be stern, be honest, and that's one thing you have to make your kid understand. I'm gonna be a hard butt on you, but it's only in your best. I'm doing it for your best interest, because things don't get easier as you go through life. As a
Oh yeah.
young, if you got young children, don't push them too hard. Don't drive them away from doing what they love. But as they get older, make sure you just be stern in your approach and making sure they understand what it takes to be successful. Nothing comes easy in life, man. I mean, you and I know both. We've worked at the same job. Working at Farley's wasn't easy. You were constantly on your
Straight
feet,
up.
constantly busy. Your knees hurt, your legs hurt, you're tired. You back there
Yep.
tossing wings. I'm out there serving the wings you tossing. And it's
Yep.
a daily grind, man. And you always want to do better for yourself. And just breeding that in them and making sure that give 110% at everything you do. As long as you give 110%, you do things the right way, things will work out for you. There's going to be hardships, there's going to be struggles, there's going to be times where things don't work out, but that just breeds you for what's to come. So when things do get a little bit tough, guess what? You've already been beating the nail to the head already, and you've been through that. You can
Yep.
persevere through that and continue on and be successful. I mean, as long as you just give it all you got, and do it the right way, talk to them the right way, make sure they understand things will work out. And just be loving. Also be hard, but be compassionate. You
Yeah.
know, because a child does need a parent's love to continue to do things and and have fun doing things. So
Oh yeah. Definitely. Hell yeah, good advice. Definitely appreciate that. So Zakye, now what advice do you have for current and student future athletes? And what are some things that you did to help you be successful, with hopes that they can kind of take and mimic, some things that you did so they can have the same success?
Just always give it your 110%, whatever you're doing. Just do what you love doing. Don't push yourself too hard, and always love whatever you're doing is what I'm saying. Even if it's sports, school, working on trucks, whatever it is, just have fun doing what you love. Because if you don't have fun doing what you love doing, then you're not you're not doing the right thing and
No, for
stuff. And
sure.
doing also doing stuff that the days is hard, you don't want to do it, go do it. Trust me, it'll pay off at the end. Just always do it. Just do it. That's it. It'll pay off. It'll pay off.
Yes,
Go seize the
indeed.
day, baby.
Yeah,
You
pay
know,
off.
go seize the day.
And wake up early so you can get up, start your productive start to your day.
Jump start.
That's right. Put the
There you
batteries,
go.
put the
Jump
tables to
start.
the battery, man. Like, you know, his youth baseball team always told him, seize the day. You got
Oh,
a
yeah.
weekend off. You got a day off of school. Go do something. Wake up and do something. Go
Yep.
seize the day. You know, that's very key. You know, and that builds stuff like we're talking about. Getting up early in the morning. You know, just go seize the day. Be the best
Definitely.
individual you can that day.
Exactly. Respect. I appreciate both pieces of advice that you guys gave. I think it's huge in helping people understand what goes through as a parent, what you do and how you helped guide him along. And on the other end, with him being a student athlete and how he tackled things and how he dealt with things as well. I think it's huge for people to understand that and to be able to have somebody that they can say, okay, well, this is what he did. This is some advice that he gave. Take it, obviously, mold it into what fits their life, but at
Yes,
least
sir.
they say, okay, well, I remember so-and-so went through this. So let me just take what he said and see how I can apply it myself.
Yes, sir. That's 100% correct.
So definitely much respect to both of you guys. So last but not least, Zakye, we're going to put you through what we call our rapid fire segment. So I'm going to just shoot off some questions and you
Uh-oh.
just answer whatever comes to mind. And we'll just, it's like 6 questions, 7 questions, but just to get the people to know you a little bit more on the other side of the man behind the baseball bat.
Okay.
So the first question is, who is your favorite athlete?
Athlete, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Let's go.
Or and Mookie Betts actually too.
Okay, yeah, Mookie Betts is good. I like Mookie Betts too.
He does
but
everything.
I feel you. But A-Town all day though.
Yes, sir. Always.
What is your favorite vacation spot? So obviously you've traveled, and I'm sure a lot of it was for baseball, but of all the places you've gone to, what was your favorite location?
I would say Florida. Florida, definitely. You got the beach, me being where we live, Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the desert all the time, Arizona all the time, just living the beach life, witnessing that was cool. So Florida, definitely.
Definitely. Okay. Now you could have one car. If somebody said, hey, go pick a car, don't worry about nothing on it, I got you. Would you pick a sports car or would you pick a luxury car, and which one? Like specifically which model?
I would pick a sports car, definitely, like a Lamborghini Urus. That's my dream car right there. A
Okay.
Urus? Yeah, that or just a regular, maybe an old Ferrari, like let me see. Maybe a 911 was that a Ferrari? Yeah, a 911, something like that. Like an old 911 or something. So
I think 911 is a Porsche.
Oh, a Porsche. That's what that too.
Porsche, okay, got you. Okay.
That.
He said, should I get both of them? He said a Ferrari and a 911.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
I don't know. I don't really know cars.
No, I'm just laughing because you're like, I'll get both of them. I said, let's go. Let's
Okay,
get both
but
of them.
Mostly a Lamborghini Urus for sure.
We went to Florida.
Okay.
We went to Lamborghini. We went to Rolls Royce. So he got to experience Maserati. He got to see some of these cars. So he's pretty hype on them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go. What is your favorite season of the year?
Summer.
Summer? Okay,
summer.
easy. Okay. If you could live anywhere in the world, like once everything is said and done and you're retiring, where would you want to go?
I would say maybe like a Turks or something, Turks and Caicos, maybe somewhere not. I like the beach. I like the beach, it gives summer vibes,
Okay.
It's just stuff like that. So maybe Turks. Let's see who else.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it, probably.
Okay. My man is he's got that mind. I'm going to the beach.
The
beach is where it's at.
You know where you want to go.
I love it.
Sorry, it went out.
It paused real quick.
You good? Y'all there still?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. All right. So the last question, and this is the most important question, is what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for my name, mostly just who I am, what I did as a person, just be looked at as a good person, a good guy, a person that someone looks up to, stuff like that. Just overall, my name and who I am.
Hell yeah, respect. I like that. That's a good answer, especially at your age. You probably wouldn't hear most 18-year-olds pop off an answer like that, but I think it's dope that you're really concerned about your character, the legacy you're going to leave versus anything else. So that's mad respect.
100%.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, shoot, gentlemen, that concludes this episode. Zakye, if you want to, you are more than welcome to shout out anybody that you want to, on your team. If you want to shout out the school again, if you want to give out your socials so where people can find you, now is the opportunity. Go ahead.
So I like to shout out, represent the code baseball, Diamond Crew Apparel, Hawkins Family of Athletes, of course, all my friends, family, just
we in here.
We're here, baby. The
Las Cruces, New Mexico, the clubhouse, all of that stuff. So I thank all y'all for all that you did for me. And I mean, University of Utah, can't forget that. Shoot, teachers, all of that. So appreciate all you guys.
Social.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my social, sorry. Almost forgot.
Good.
My Instagram, Zakye Hawkins 3. My Twitter, Hawkins Zakye. And it's about it.
All right, there you guys go. You got the socials. Go follow this young man and join him on his journey as he continues his baseball career at the next level. And let's just go cheer him on and stay with him as he continues to progress. So again, gentlemen, we thank you guys for your time. I know that you are very busy with everything you guys have going on, but it means a lot to me for you to take some time out and jump on here with me and provide some value and give some quality advice to some people who are probably in your position or looking at, how they can manage being in both of your guys' positions. So mad respect to both of you guys. Kudos. You guys are killing it. And thank you again for hopping on.
Hey, I want to thank you for the opportunity, Charlie. No doubt, man. We've known each other forever, man. Lifelong friends. And I want to thank you for providing us the opportunity to do this with you because, this helps open doors for other things as well. And, I hope this can help us open some more doors for you and we can just keep striving as a family and, just keep doing things together and, look forward to doing this again in the future, man. We thank you for everything you've done for us and just giving us the chance, man. We thank you.
Of course. No, definitely, man. Like I said, you guys are killing it. We go back and I've seen everything you've been posting of him and your daughter as well. Maybe we get her on here one day as well. But I know it's one of those things where I'm always looking for people who can provide value. And I think you guys are great examples of people who do that. So it was a no-brainer to have you guys hop on again. So the pleasure is all mine. And I appreciate y'all taking the time out. And Zakye, again, it was a pleasure having you on here. And best of luck in your future. I'm gonna be following along. We'll definitely keep in contact, but keep killing it, man, and keep your head on right. And I guarantee great things will come.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Follow GSXR Hawk, all the Hawkins Family of Athletes, # Hawkins Family of Athletes highlights. A lot of good stuff going on there, baby.
There you go. That's how you find them. Make sure y'all go follow my people and stay tapped in with them. But again, thank you guys. We're gonna go ahead and hang it up here. Your boy Charlie Hustle. We out.
Much love.
See you later.
Go Utes, baby.
Go Utes.